Echoes from the Beyond, Dreaming of the Deceased, as Grief Processing and Spiritual Message. There are few human experiences as universally profound, intimately haunting, and fiercely tender as dreaming of a loved one who has passed away. In the quiet, unguarded hours of sleep, the rigid boundaries of mortality seem to momentarily dissolve. For a few fleeting hours, a departed parent, a lost partner, or a deeply missed friend is vividly alive again, their voice clear, their touch warm, their presence undeniable. Yet, as morning breaks and the illusion fades, the dreamer is often left navigating a complex sea of emotions and a lingering question. Are these nocturnal reunions merely the brain's biological algorithm working to process the agonizing pain of grief? Or did a genuine message just arrive from beyond the veil? To understand this deeply emotional phenomenon, we must explore the intersection of neuroscience, psychology, and human spirituality, ultimately discovering that these two paradigms need not be mutually exclusive. From a clinical and neuroscientific standpoint, dreaming of the deceased is viewed as an essential mechanism for emotional regulation. Bereavement is arguably one of the most severe psychological traumas a human can endure. The brain is essentially a predictive engine, constantly mapping reality based on established routines. When a loved one dies, a profound cognitive dissonance occurs. The brain possesses decades of reinforced neural pathways built around that person's existence and daily presence. It must suddenly and violently adapt to the stark reality of their permanent physical absence. Therefore, dreams become the subconscious arena where the brain attempts to update its cognitive software, reconciling the deeply held memory of the person with the harsh new reality of loss. During rapid eye movement, REM sleep, the brain is highly active in processing emotions and consolidating memories. Neuroscientists often describe REM sleep as a form of overnight therapy. During this phase, the brain sifts through overwhelming emotions, guilt, anger, profound sorrow, and unresolved conflicts, stripping away the visceral pain and weaving the remnants into a narrative. Often, the trajectory of these grief dreams closely mirrors the dreamer's waking journey through mourning. In the immediate aftermath of a sudden or traumatic loss, dreams might be chaotic or deeply distressing. A dreamer might search frantically for the lost person or repeatedly witness their final days. Through this scientific lens, the dream is not a mystical occurrence, but a vital neurological balm. It is a safe, simulated environment for the psyche to untangle the knotted threads of sorrow, allowing the bereaved to slowly adapt to a world where their loved one exists exclusively in memory. However, reducing these deeply emotional, hypersensory experiences solely to firing neurons and synaptic rewiring often feels inadequate to those who have actually experienced them. This brings us to the metaphysical and spiritual perspective, the deeply rooted concept of the visitation dream. Across diverse cultures, religions, and historical epics, dreams of the dead have been universally revered as genuine encounters, thin spaces where the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is temporarily lifted. Grief researchers and spiritual counselors have noted that visitation dreams differ significantly from regular fragmented grief dreams in their texture, clarity, and emotional resonance. Those who experience them frequently describe them as hyper-realistic, intensely vivid, and profoundly coherent. In these visitations, the deceased almost always appears healthy, radiant, and often much younger, completely stripped of the illness or trauma that characterized their final days. Unlike ordinary dreams that fade rapidly upon waking, visitation dreams are etched into the dreamer's memory with astonishing permanence. The most compelling aspect of a visitation dream, however, is the communication. The departed often communicate clearly, sometimes verbally, though frequently telepathically, delivering a distinct, concise message. These messages are strikingly consistent across different demographics. I am okay. I am no longer in pain. I am still with you. Or, you need to let me go and live your life. For the grieving individual, the impact of such a dream is often life-altering. The profound sense of comfort, warmth, and absolute peace derived from a visitation dream can do more to alleviate the heavy burden of grief in a single night than months of traditional cognitive therapy. The dreamer wakes up with an unshakable, intuitive conviction that they have truly made contact with their loved one's surviving consciousness. So, where does the ultimate truth lie? Are we merely biological machines defragmenting our emotional hard drives to survive a loss? Or are we spiritual beings receiving genuine metaphysical visitors? Perhaps the most mature and holistic approach is to recognize that the dichotomy between processing grief and receiving a message is a false one. They can beautifully coexist as two sides of the same coin of human healing. If the brain is solely responsible for generating these hyper-realistic, profoundly comforting dreams to save us from the abyss of despair, it is a testament to the miraculous, self-healing capacity of the human mind. The psyche acts as its own spiritual guide, conjuring the exact message of love and reassurance the broken heart desperately needs to keep beating. The fact that the human brain loves someone so fiercely that it will literally resurrect them in the theater of the mind to soothe a broken heart is nothing short of a biological miracle. Conversely, for those who lean toward the spiritual, it stands to reason that a transcendent realm would utilize the brain's existing neurological architecture, our memories, our emotional centers, and our receptive REM sleep states as the medium for communication. Just as a radio needs its internal mechanisms functioning perfectly to catch a broadcast signal, the grieving mind, in its vulnerable and open state of sleep, might simply become a sensitive receiver tuned to a frequency that the waking, logical mind cannot access. The brain's psychological processing opens the door, and the spiritual message walks through it. In conclusion, dreaming of the deceased is a profoundly multidimensional phenomenon that sits at the beautiful, mysterious intersection of science and spirituality. On one hand, it is the raw, heavy lifting of the brain processing an unbearable loss, a psychological tool used to digest the jagged stones of grief. On the other hand, it is the delivery of a vital, transcendent message of comfort and enduring love. Whether born from the deep biological well of the subconscious or traveling from the great beyond, the ultimate outcome remains the exact same: catharsis. These dreams serve as a powerful reminder that while death decisively ends a physical life, it cannot sever a relationship. In the quiet sanctuary of our dreams, the departed continue to live, speak, and guide us, proving that true love leaves an indelible mark on both the mind and the soul, one that not even death can erase.